G'day, friends and family. Welcome to Writing Corner. This is number 14. Today, we're going to talk about some free resources. When you're starting out writing, some of you may or may not be strapped for cash, but you're definitely going to want those free resources, aren't you? But whether you're strapped for cash or not, free resources are free, and take advantage of them, I suppose. But also, I would respectfully ask that people would also support those who provide resources, but not necessarily, not everybody giving out free stuff is also asking for support. So I'm rambling on, aren't I? I'm sorry. Of course, I noticed got some new subscriptions this week. Welcome, new subscribers. Hello to Rumble. A couple of followers over there. I could see got some viewers. Say hi, leave a like, thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed already, please do. Please like, share, subscribe. Helps with the algorithm. Of course, on YouTube, without the notifications on, you will miss out on live stream notifications. If you'd like to support the channel, links are in the description below. Of course, if you're a writer, one of the tools I recommend is ProWritingAid. If you use my link, I get a little bit of money off that referral code. Otherwise, no, they're not paying me to say this, but it's in my best interest, of course. But I do recommend ProWritingAid. I think it's a very good tool, and you can actually try it out for free. One of the first free tools that comes to mind, and most people will probably think of OpenOffice. No, search engines. Research, and of course you'll come across Wikipedia, but with Wikipedia I say always trust but verify. All right, trust that you're getting an outline, a little bit of the information, an eyedropper at best. Take the recent information war about Cleopatra. Academics, if they went by the definitive guide to Cleopatra, the historical reference from the Egyptians, they would have known what she looked like, her personal history from birth to death, her time as a ruler, the results, the fallout, the collapse of the civilization, all those various things. But they didn't, did they? It was like they used Wikipedia. So I'm not denouncing Wikipedia because it's got citations. But if you're doing research, that's what you're after, the citations. But if you want just a bit of outlining for world building, absolutely. Surface level stuff, absolutely. Want a bit of a depth in detail? Absolutely. Now, Rumble new viewers will notice that I have now a locals. I will be doing an in-depth video series on locals, about one a month. Probably at the end of each month, I'll do something on world building or something like that in detail. But it'll be a series. I will only cover each little section. It's not going to be a set length. Just be probably for now exclusive to locals and Patreon supporters on DT Applegate. I'll give the details when I have put it out where it's available. Hopefully soon. YouTube will not be my head. Rumble, I'll still Facebook, but hopefully soon I'll have more on Twitter. Of course, given my current financial situation, I really appreciate if I had some more patrons over at David T. Applegate, and this supports the art, this supports the creation of covers for my books and releases of my books, keeps the price down. I mean, I just, of course, try to give back to the community through these videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. And on with the show, shall we? Now, of course, search engines, get off to a good start with those. I recommend DuckDuckGo. But of course, if you're really in depth, Google gives more results, but you really have to dig, Now, there are a lot of other resources out there, of course, is, as I mentioned, OpenOffice. Now, one of the reasons why I use OpenOffice, and even though I've got a Microsoft Word 360 account, and I primarily use OpenOffice for what do they call it? Sorry, the spreadsheet, presentation, and the drawing program. I don't use anything else. Presentation, I haven't done a slideshow in a while, but I used to do slideshows and record them. Use presentation to make slideshows. I haven't done that in a long time, but I don't use much else. And of course, so I used to write in OpenOffice, but mostly now I do it in Word because more plugins, just simply more plugins available for Word. But of course, ProWritingAid does work anywhere, whether you're using a Word, OpenOffice, what else? Notepad, pretty much any word processor, either Scribbler, whatever. Is it Scribe or Scribbler? Somebody will correct me. Unfortunately, it also works inside Grammarly. So when you're using the Grammarly spell checker, you've got ProWritingAid running at the same time. It'll actually compete with it. It's a bit funny sometimes watching them two try to outdo each other. Now, of course, there's some errors that AI doesn't pick up. And I'm actually trying to work with ProWritingAid to actually get some of these issues addressed and these conflicts within the complexity of English and get them sorted and try to improve their interface. But when it comes to free resources, so you've got your notepad. You're going to research topics. You're going to make notes. Pretty much copy as much as you can into Notepad so that you have frames of reference. You know where it comes from. You copy the URLs. Know where you get resources. So you're always going back. You're probably going to have a couple of browsers with tabs open. Make sure you use a Save Tabs tool or something like that, so that when you close your browser, you always got your tabs. You use your groups. You can open groups of tabs. I use Chrome for that. So you got all your resources across your tabs. You can close them, come back later, open up different groups in your bookmarks. So you got you can have your world building and all stuff. I hope to build up my website, put a lot of stuff on there in text so that people have a better reference. But of course, listen to my videos, and I'll try to label everything that I do. Now, there's a lot of blogs out there, and they cover things like character development, describing voices, describing sounds, describing footsteps, describing various actions, fight scenes, outlines of fight scenes. You know, a lot of books, they rarely cover fight scenes well. I'm very disappointed in a lot of action recently. I'm not going to give you a bad review. I may contact a few people now and again. They don't appreciate it. That's fine by me. I personally wish people would write a better action scene than they exchanged and then they had a fist fight. Come on, especially when they're fighting for their lives. They're just going to go tap, 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 tap. No, they're going to grab something and go clunk. And people just don't run into combat. They often take cover. You get shot at, it's almost guaranteed that you're just going to say, oh, stand there, please, please. I'm going to trust my body armor to absorb shots. Yeah. Oh, another resource. Pinterest. You get writing prompts, writing memes. I love writing memes. I'm going to post some soon. I really haven't done it lately. I'm really falling behind with my writing memes. I used to create some, but I've fallen behind in that. Now you got fiction guides out there on various blogs on different genres. But you know what? Another resource, Amazon itself. Free books on Amazon. There are free books on writing. There are free books in every genre. You want the best guide to your genre. Now, another one. This is an awesome site. They're not paying me to do this, right? And they're they're well known. I think everybody knows it as soon as they see it. But I don't know how many people out there have actually used it or have or have not used it. Thanks for the likes, people. Thumbs up. I'm just going to share a page quickly. So bear with me. Share screen. TV tropes. And of course, my ad blocker. Of course I am. This is an awesome site. You could show spoilers. You could ask the tropes. Go to your trope finder. You can pay them to go ad free. Stick the headers. Nothing really. Go widescreen. Yeah. Tropes edit. They got a whole bunch of video examples. I got a lot of stuff here. Now, of course, you can join them, be one of their editors. If you're really good at what you're doing, you want to give back to the community, especially you anime fans. A lot of the best and most obscure animes are very good examples of tropes. Astro Boy set the path for pretty much boy companions. I would study something in each trope and hone your craft. This is the hammer. This is between the hammer and the anvil. The inspiration is you're hammering away at the keyboard, but the hammer and the anvil, that's the TV tropes is like the shining light, it's highlighting what you're doing. It is really a awesome free tool out there that I highly recommend people be familiar with. It's got all the tropes. I mean, I don't know of any other web wiki that's big in. Now, to explain a trope, it is a storytelling device or convention that enables the storyteller to shortcut. So you don't have to go into great details on character types. Tropes are very complex once you start getting into them. Cyberpunk, a group tropes define the genre. Cyberpunk, cybernetics, fantasy, non-humans, magic. Typically, humans are referred to as monsters or critters. In sci-fi, they would be aliens and critters. Swords and sandals, you instantly think Rome, or fantasy. Hard fantasy, of course, is sword and sandals, whereas iron breastplates, depending on your settings. People forget the Bronze Age, but who cares? The Iron Age has it all, right? So fantasy, romance, historical dramas. Now, they talk about a difference between a historical drama and a period piece, where a historical drama is set, it tries to be more historical accurate, whereas a period piece takes more liberty with facts. So, I reckon it's a really good tool to use. What else have we got here? Of course, there are various writing blogs, and there are various self-publishing guides. Again, we go to Amazon. There, you type in "guide to self-publishing." There's probably 100 books. Probably about 4 or 5 of them are free. A lot of books a lot of reading. Too many more of the same. I think people out there need to stop writing books on writing, I think. Of course, a lot of people, you go back, Stephen King on writing is, I would prefer Mark Twain if you're going to, The Art of Writing. It's not always available, unfortunately, but Mark Twain, The Art of Writing, if you get hold of that, that is a very good resource. And it's often free on archive, on the book archive. The book archive is another great resource, of course. There are self-publishing companies. Again, I would refer you to blogs on these companies, not the company's websites, to do your research on them. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but if I was going to choose out of 100 self-publishing companies, I might choose one to leave my cat with and do the rest myself. And I don't have a cat. I had a lovely Persian once. Lovely Persian. Snake bit, poor soul. Snake bit him. He was asleep in the box. The snake decided that it wanted the box. Now, there are various marketing books. Again, a lot of them, especially Amazon, pretty much tell you to advertise on Amazon, or there's guides to advertising on Facebook. Now, personally, my advice when it comes to advertising, it's a trap. it turns you into a pay-to-win loser. Now, what's a pay-to-win loser? Let's say you win the lottery of life and you have a good job and you've written a book. You're going to spend a lot of marketing. If you spend a lot of money on marketing, it becomes a trap where you're always chasing the next audience. You're trying to meet marketing quotas, etc. Free marketing tools, Twitter. Cheap marketing tools come later, but I'm talking about free marketing tool, free stuff right now, right? I'm not knocking marketing. I'm just saying when it comes to free stuff and when you're starting off, paying to win is not a good strategy when you're starting off, because you'll pay a lot of money. You'll burn through it unless you're in the lottery of life where you've got money to burn and you can afford that 6-12-month build-up, go ahead. But if you're talking about free stuff and Twitter, your own Facebook page, your own blog, there are plenty of, I'm not the only channel doing interviews, and I've got some interviews coming up. I'd like to also shout out to 10, great interview, and Gabriel, thank you for your interview, and of course Lisa and all the others. I got June 5th, John Taylor coming, and of course there are other social media platforms, I know, but really, unless you, how many get a big following outside of Twitter? I haven't seen a bigger writing community outside of Twitter. And the good thing is, most people on Twitter are not political. Now, a few people are political, and a few people, they have certain sensibilities, and they get very upset if you don't meet their, they clutch their pearls. I'm not going to judge you because you're a Christian writer or a Muslim writer or whatever. But it's sad that people judge other writers for not meeting their standards. You do you, I do me. Just don't like the high level of judgment from some people. But anyway, I'm sorry, getting off track. Stay on target. Thank you, friends, for putting up with me. I just venting. I shouldn't vent. Should appreciate the fact that the vast majority of people on Twitter are very humble, good people who are not going to project their expectations onto others. They're very polite, very tolerant, and very peaceful people. I have hardly any drama on Twitter whatsoever, unlike most other platforms, which seem to be highly politicized and highly political. Yeah, shout out to Lisa Thomas, actor, singer, songwriter, for a good interview. Tin Bojanic, yep. God, I'm sorry, man. I've just, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. And I know if I see it straight away, I go, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I know. I'm stumbling around in the dark, aren't I? A.G. Fletcher, Donna Sunblood, Carpenter Gibson, Maurice Perkins. Oh, beautiful interview. Thank you to Maurice and Ben Bewick. Have you guys are all doing well? Shout out to Micaiah over on Twitter. Have you guys? No, trying to think of the book he had out recently. Just quickly look it up. Yeah, good book. Correct, highly recommended. Micaiah. But of course, back to free tools and resources. Yeah, there are plenty of guides out there, but it's a matter of going through what's guide for you. I mean, a lot of guides out there are definitely orientated towards specific genres. Particularly given, I know, what would you classify political? It's not really political. It's not really biography. It's sort of historical about events. You get a lot of them lately. Actually, some of the TV writers. I know that some of their books. Now and again, you get a few older books free. I know some of the TV writers. They now and again they put out blogs. Now, most of their blogs though about their books, snippets. But you can still learn a lot from the snippets, the bits and pieces out there. Oh, Jazar, that was it. That's who I was trying to think of. The Electric Archipelago and the Iron Crucible. Yeah. Now, of course, yeah, character development, world building. You can get some worksheets on those. Outlining your book. Everybody's gonna come. Sometimes when you get writer's block, I think an outline will help, but it's hard to sometimes stick to the outline because, particularly, I find it myself. Because as you go through the outline, you are constantly having new ideas. Man, I had a new idea when I was in the shower trying how I'm going to get this waterproof. One of these days, I might buy myself a waterproof tape recorder, eh? I'll just tape the phone to the wall on the other side, just shout it out, have an idea. Book covers. Now, unless you're a really good drawer, although some people get away with minimalist book covers, I mean, there's, I suppose, various guides out there on different genres of what sells. Guaranteed, there's a book on everything now. It's just when it comes to, I'm just covering free resources, right? Most of them, when it comes to free resources, they're pretty light. They're very basic, and a lot of blogs, I'll warn you, they're gonna get you to give you get you to give you emails, and a lot of these MailChimps, you unsubscribe from them, and you go back to their website. It's like they get the unsubscribe notice and go, "No, you're not subscribed." And you can't resubscribe because it's annoying when they do that. So what I do, get something like Outlook Express and just throw all your emails that you don't want into a folder automatically. Yeah. Now, there's a few interesting blogs out there, but I'm not going to go down the list because what I might find interesting, you won't. If you're looking for writing blogs, don't put writing blogs because you're going to get a whole lot of stuff on how to write a blog. You have to put blog on writing because it's the topic. Now, you shouldn't have to tell writers this that you put, but passive verbs, yes, writing is the noun. You want to put the topic. It's not important. It's just the way it is. Now, of course, there's Grammarly has a blog on writing. Couple of the AI companies they have that trying to sell you their AI product. There's self-publishing school, couple of publishers, couple of blogs from big people, creative blogs. Some of them I don't recognize. The Ultimate Guide, how to write a blog. You always get that mixed in. Yeah, Jasper AI, they've got a blog. And of course, Jasper is more orientated to writing blogs than writing a book. But I've noticed a new trend in writing, and I don't know if you've noticed it either. With you've got your medium writer. Well, there doesn't seem to be much growth in Patreon writers, or that's just me. But I think Medium right now, although there's many other sites, there's what's it called? Well, you do the shorts on Amazon, Velda, but there's also the there's a whole bunch of writing sites out there, and people are doing the chapter by chapter. A lot of people now. I'm not. I didn't say I kicked it off. I started doing. I've been doing chapter by chapter a month for over a year now on Patreon. Now, Patreon's a good resource and it's free to sign up. If you don't make money, they don't make money, And so far, so good. They're not. Their support is excellent compared to many other sites. Though their rules are a bit funny at times, but considering some of the other sites, they're pretty reasonable, actually. I don't know why people have given Patreon such a bad name. I mean, people give themselves a bad name, really, just by associating themselves with thinking that you could just scam people, I guess, and then when you're caught out, you just blame Patreon. I don't know, but I try to trust but verify what people say about Patreon, and I haven't been able to verify what a lot of people accuse Patreon of. So anybody, people just say, hey, they don't like Patreon, so be it. Most of these sites, they don't like me. They don't like adult material. Patreon is one of the few who support adult material. Now, Subscribestar said they support adult material. I tried to sign up. They didn't. I didn't approve it. So I don't know. I'm having a heck of a time. Ko-Fi and Buy Me a Coffee, they don't support it anymore. PayPal wanted to originally cut off completely, but they seem to have changed their mind, or indirectly just now another free resource to use is Readsly. It will hook you up with editors, publishers, agents, and other industry professionals, writing blogs. And of course, they got websites, all lists for being an author, almost an author, inspiration, creativity, daily tips. They got everything. They're almost a one-stop shop. And if I led with them, of course, they're an affiliate of ProWritingAid too. And of course, they're going to get you to sign up for ProWritingAid. Please support me. Sign up for ProWritingAid through me, please. But that's almost every blog is an associate now of ProWritingAid. I hope to get some people to sign up, but you never know. But you never know. But again, trust but verify, isn't it? You've got to find what's right for you. But I recommend Readsly. I recommend, especially the, what's this? Oh, somebody just retweeted me. Oh, I thought I had a message. Shame. Anyway, thanks for the thumbs up. And you over at Rumble, give us a Rumble, because live chat, say hi, ask questions. Same with Facebook. But I know some people are listening in the background. I get that. That's fine. You know, do you, man. You're fine. You're fine. Writing ideas. I think I mentioned Pinterest. Yeah, they got writing prompts. It depends what you want to do. Creating writing blogs. That's if you're writing novels, creating writing. And as I said, one of the things I noticed is creating writing blogs that are now actually the book. People are blogging their poetry. I see a lot more poetry blogs now than I have before. You know, over at Twitter, hey, I'll retweet you, man. You know, YouTube, uh, number of different, number of different, just writer's lift, whether you're writing a blog, doing YouTube, poet, I'll retweet you, man. I'm not picky. I'm not fussy. I've blocked hardly anybody, mostly scammers. Most of the scammers very, very easy to point out. Now, yeah, master creating writing. There's, of course, you're going to start getting into paid material, but there's about 60 blogs that are recommended from Jasper. It's a long list of creating writing blogs and creating writing blog sites, best blogs for writers. There's all the search terms. A lot of them don't seem to include Readsly in their. I'll just bring this site back up so I could share it. Again, this is not paid advertising. Just change tabs here. Give me a moment, I'll share it. Reads, here's, sorry, start again. Roger, Echo, Delta, S, I forget S, all right, REEDSY.com reads, read easy. Yeah. As you can tell, they've got a lot of editors, not many publicists and marketers. But if you get a good editor, you get the rest. Just, and again, you know, I mean, as a few people say, there's a little bit of luck in getting a deal for writing. Just keep at it. Don't give up. Don't let that one book. Don't let anybody. Don't let it bother you, even if you've only written one book. I mean, the fad of trilogies, I think, is over. I mean, if you're into manga and anime, you're going to be pretty much used to one season of your favorite show and then read anywhere between 13 to 20 light novels. I prefer the light novels myself. But Grammarly, you can use for free. It is limited. You'll be doing a lot of cut and pasting, and it doesn't give you all features. I think same with ProWritingAid. Most of the others, I think I went over the AIs. They were mostly trial, short term. I think one of the best, still was only short term. I think ChatGPT, I think that's mostly for your phone. Again, if you want to use it, it's a lot of cutting and pasting. Now, there are spelling tutorials. There are free lessons on another resource is lesson programs. What have we got here? We start with online free writing courses because that's what we're doing, right? You can use a course finder. Most countries have one. You can go to community college. Funding. There are plenty of government-funded programs depending on your country. There's Udemy has some online courses. Most of them are paid. Now you can get Udemy subscriptions that basically give you huge discounts and other stuff like that. But we're looking at free resources today. But you can get a personal plan for free. It'll give you basic outline of stuff and get you started on practical lessons. But there are plenty of free community college programs depending on your country. your government-funded writing courses, usually about 10 weeks, 6 weeks. There are free online courses if you to improve your skills. They're usually broken down into grammar, marketing, content marketing, copywriting, creative writing, essays, journalism. Not all of them are going to be a lot of them are technical or screenwriting and business, so and academic. Tenses, modals, tricky English for non-native speakers, tenses, passives, learn the difference between passive and active verbs. Word choice is an interesting one. More, although it's an advanced class in English, part of the English as a second language courses, they don't discriminate. A lot of universities won't discriminate, and a lot of these courses are free. This is the government sponsored programs, and you basically learn how to improve your English and word choice. And there are subtle differences between different words, although examples don't come to mind right now. Grammar and style, adverbs, a lot of them are broken down. And YouTube is another free resource. Combine that with the Grammarly blog and ProWritingAid blog, and some of the free online courses some of them are from universities, combined with some YouTube channels. Heck, I may read some. G'day. To break to buy a coffee. Waving at you. Best of luck. Thanks, Eastland. And then, transmission is lagging. A lot of people have said that. Nice sunny weather here. Nice. It's actually the coldest day in 50 years here right now, or so they said. Let me tell you quick. How cold is it? Here we go. 7 degrees. It's 1 degree colder than the previous record. I don't know if it's well, for Americans, what's 7 degrees? C to Fahrenheit, 44. Plenty of places are colder than that. Plenty of places colder than it is. Yeah. I don't. I don't know right now where the colder places. Yeah. Than where it is currently. But feels like there isn't a colder place, but I was looking at the weather map. It's just blue. It seems all of Australia is cold right now. I could do some of that global warming. Well, let's see. Geez, I lost my tab again. YouTube. That's right, YouTube. There are some YouTubers who actually do writing courses. A lot of them are actually universities or professors. A lot of them are part of the English for Second Language courses. So they'll be referring to the current ESL textbook when the video is made. Notice that when the video is made, although I don't know how often they update that textbook, if at all. Shouldn't really. English hasn't changed, although they're trying to change it. Writing for there's a few courses through various universities you could do online through Open University, if your country has an Open University program. Some Open University programs are cross-border. Now, some you can do the introductory courses for free online, but all they do is give you a certificate. There's a couple of online degrees. Yeah, a couple of online degrees. So creative writing, I would recommend only doing that if you really, 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 really want to do script writing, because most of it covers script writing and writing as a profession. Because if you're a professional writer, they don't make you get a degree. I think that's only journalists. And a lot of the stuff that is exactly what journalists cover. Again, it breaks down into grammar, adverbs, choosing your words. Choosing your words. Choose your words wisely. Isn't that the saying? It's actually short. I think it's from the Ruby Korat, actually. Words are not written in sand, but choose your words wisely, for they are not written in sand that can be easily blown away with the winds, but rather they are chiseled into stone. That's where set in the stone comes from. Although the Ruby Korat and set in the stone, they have similar origins. People will complain and say this, but a lot of your Middle Age sayings from the Middle Ages came from Greek philosophy. And the Ruby Korat is more of a collection of philosophy rather than the philosophies of an individual, although that's disputed as well. Many scholars do think that the author of the Ruby Korat, again, this is one reason why Wikipedia and citations, trust but verify. When you're doing your research, always dig a little deeper. Don't take the surface level as fact. But again, choosing your words wisely. I don't know of any other tools you available free, though. I think Microsoft Editor is a free add-on. Yeah, it's a free add-on for most Microsoft products for spell checking. Depends. It's an AI powered service in 20 languages for Word. But okay, where can you use Microsoft Editor? Google Docs, another free. I apologize. I forgot to mention Google Docs. Google services, Google Docs, Gmail, Outlook. So Google Docs, great for transferring documents between people. Just copy, paste, send through Gmail. Much better than trying to fiddle and fart around with sending documents to each other. Just learn to copy and paste, people. But Google Docs has one fault. It doesn't always keep the formatting. You have to do a lot of fiddling. You have to set up your doc to the same style as you got your Word. And even then, if you import your Word, it doesn't import the styles. So you got to do the styles manually. Google Docs, great resource. You can use Microsoft Edit in Google Docs, Gmail, Outlook, Word for the web, Word at your Word desktop app, your Word. It works in Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and many other programs that are linked in its description. I don't think it's currently for open office, but I think the online, you can do online checking through the Google Docs. Yes. Yeah. Microsoft Editor has a free downloadable version that does basic spell checking and grammar. There is a paid version that's part of the Microsoft 365 product range. Yeah, get yourself a Google account, Gmail, sign up for Google Docs, use Google Docs to send documents to each other. So before I go, anybody got any questions? Hello, I'll give you a few minutes to respond. Over at Rumble, I think you're lagging behind something terrible. I can see that. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I think I covered all the basics of free. If you've got Open Office, it's an offline editor. You don't have to use Google Gmail don't have to use Google Docs unless you're passing documents between each other. But if you're beta reading, join Facebook groups, writing groups, try to beta read for others before you ask for beta readers. There are groups you could do beta reading, but a lot of them limit you to how much you can paste per month. Even if you join groups, there's a lot of these websites, they like, I don't want to mention my name, but they'll limit your paragraphs to 3,000 words. I mean, your chapters to 3,000 words, only one chapter a month. You have to do like 6 to 10 edits of somebody else's work to get one of your own. Yeah. Or you have to pay. Um, I yeah, I don't know of beta reading sites. There are a few, but most of them, the free just doesn't cut it. You have to do so much just to get a free beta reader, and if people don't like your genre, or you're too niche, you're going to really, really suffer long periods. You're better off joining a Facebook group, having a few friends read it. Now, my beta reader, I don't condemn. I don't know why they feel a bit, let's say, self-conscious. If they say I'm 3 out of 5, I'm 3 out of 5. If I've had a few people say I'm 5 out of 5, and you need honest feedback. If you need, and you're not going to get everybody liking what you write. But so try to get a couple of beta readers, try to get a few people just eyeballing your manuscript. And it's free if you are willing to beta read for others. Of course, if you ever get a publishing deal, that might change. But for now, we're talking about free, particularly for starters. And if you've got any questions, put them in the description below. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks, Easterlyn Burkholder. Thank you for coming. Hope you have you had a great time. Hope you're warm, nice and warm in your on the right side of the planet. I'm on the underside, right? I'm on the flat earthers say I don't exist. All right, everybody. Thank you. And I shall see you next week. Let's see. What did I say again? Yeah. I'll have two. I'll have on the 4th will be another writing corner, and then on 5th I'll have an interview. I've redesigned my I've redesigned my homepage. I put all the interviews and that into separate playlists. Suggestions, feedback. Appreciate any questions. I'll try to answer them, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.